The biggest decisions aren't always dramatic. They're small decisions that cost people thousands over time. So today we're going to talk about the first-time seller, first-time landlord mistakes that we see that are not super dramatic, but also do cost them quite a bit. My favorite one of yours is just having a bad tenant right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's a small decision. That it's a big decision, but
It hurts.
they don't think it hurts as much as it does.
It doesn't. The bottom line, it's okay up front, but then once they're not paying late rent, then maybe they don't pay rent.
Yes.
Or whatever. It hurts you in the long run.
And that comes from tenant screening. And the process of tenant screening, what does that look like for you guys when you screen a tenant?
For us, we look at credit history, rental history, employment history, and criminal history.
Yes.
So we look at all those. We call the landlords. We call the employers. One time we caught people that had stolen checks from a major corporation.
No.
They were saying these are our employment checks. And I mean, they were big time fraud.
They get so creative.
And we had all their information. We turned them into the corporation company, and they prosecuted them. So there's so many scams right now. You've got to be very diligent on your background checks, because I could write a book on all the lies that we uncover. And
Are you finding that maybe AI is helping them create these personas
I don't
better?
see how it can't. I mean, you look at videos these days.
Yes.
You'll be sitting there talking to Leonardo DiCaprio or something.
I'm just married to him. That's all.
But I mean, it's the technology is really hurting these kind of things.
So you have a really good, like, old school way of verifying all the things, because
if you pick up the phone and call.
If you try to automate it, I think that's where they slip through the cracks. Yes. And I think a lot of landlords or new landlords think they can automate a lot of this process, and they're missing that big step.
We catch a lot of people where they have their friend, oh, you're going to be my employer if somebody calls.
Yes.
And you got Bubba down the street.
Yep.
Saying, oh, yeah, they're great people. Mm-hmm. And you find out, no, they're not.
Ugh. Okay, so that's your side. My side is the biggest mistake you can make as a seller is to overprice your listing, 100%. And it's so hard to communicate that, because you really have one shot at it. There's no split testing. You can't go, well, if I try this price, I'm going to try this price and see what happens, especially in Texas. Like, once you overprice, first, no one's looking at your property at all. And we talk about there's two types of showings. You have your online showing and then your in-person showing. So if you're not getting in-person showings, that means your online showing is not getting anybody, because the price is just not there. And then you have to chase the market, and you're going down and down and down. And at some point, you have to make a drastic adjustment to your price in order to get people in front of it again. And then, unfortunately, you usually only get one person, and they've watched you sit on the market, likely.
They know you're more desperate.
They know you're more desperate, so they come for more blood, which is every seller's fear, but they don't realize that usually only happens when you have no leverage. If you start out strong, you have all the leverage, and you can really negotiate. And so it's so hard to communicate that to sellers until they've experienced it, and a lot of times they've experienced the bad side of it, and we're a second agent coming in. So It's been fun.
Periodically, we get owners that I have a mortgage this high and I need at least this much.
Yep.
And we'll tell them this may be your level that you want, but this is where the market is.
Yes.
And we'll list it where they want it, but I'll tell them I'll give them 2 weeks, and we'll base it off the call volume.
Yep.
If we're getting showings, then okay, we'll leave it alone. But if we don't, then we got to get back down to where I tell you need to be at.
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, that's where we end up.
You have that flexibility. Mm-hmm. I feel like we don't. I feel like once you're on the market, that is you get one.
You're more locked in
one good shot at a first impression.
Right.
And the moment it falls flat on its face, Then you've got the buyers who start circling and going, okay, maybe, and they want to ask for all the repairs, everything
Right.
under the moon. Like, it's crazy. So then I would say your second mistake that we see is underestimating
Renovations.
the repairs and renovations.
You got to
Yes.
remember that it's a rental.
Yes.
It's not a new construction.
Yes.
Do you need granite counters? Do you need the counter, maybe the
Appliances
cabinets?
too, like all brand
Do
new
you need new
appliances.
appliances? Do you need cabinets painted? Yes, they all look great, but do you really need to overextend yourself?
Right.
Because the market level price still the market level price,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it. The way I look at it, if you got, let's say, 10 properties listed in a neighborhood, and they're all priced the same, then they'll look at the features on the way, whether it's got new carpet or it's got
Right.
laminate flooring, or it'll start looking at the features there, and then you can compare apples to apples as far as the neighborhoods. But if I go in and throw a $5,000, $10,000 granite countertop, is that going to get me any more money? Probably not.
It just might make it lease faster,
Mhm.
but it may
Right.
not get you more money.
Right.
And so you still have to recoup. Now, there's sometimes people have the reserves and want to do that, and that's what they want to do. But a lot of times, most investors, I feel like they're trying to get the best bottom line.
If it's an investment home,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably going to go cheaper.
Yep.
Now, if it's a home that I eventually want to come back in 10 years and live back in it, then okay, maybe a granite
Right.
counter is good for you.
Right.
But for those investors, the good investors got it focused that
Yes.
this is a rental.
They're very frugal about the updates they do.
But they have ROI they got to meet too.
Yes.
So
talk to me about like major systems, HVAC, water heater, all that. Do you ever see a big investment in that?
those are all big investments.
Yes.
Every time,
Yes.
no matter how you look at it. But
Are they doing more home warranties first?
there's a lot of people that are trying to go with the home warranties, but
Mhm.
typically with our home warranties, you gotta have somebody that's diligent at over and over sending in new claims.
Oh, okay.
You'll get rejected probably 2 or 3 times on the same claim, and then you'll finally get somebody out there.
Oh, okay. So it's a pain.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's fair. You get a lot of back and forth on home warranties and what they're willing to take or what not. And if you had a
Right.
bad inspection report already off the bat, was what we see, they're not going to do anything with it because it was already showing it was faulty
Right.
when they bought it. So then on our side, if we put that kind of next to yours, ours would be just skipping prep at all, like preparing to list at all. We had a relocation buyer in town this last week. We were looking at all sorts of homes from 1.3 to $2 million. And I still can't believe how many of those listings there was at least one that had cell phone pictures still done on it. And then when we went to show, it was not show ready. It was full of personal items. There were clothes everywhere. Like you just walk into a house. It's already awkward walking into someone else's house without having been invited in, right? You're already
Right.
just like, ugh. And then you walk in and you just feel like you shouldn't be there because it's someone else's house. It feels like you're intruding. You should be preparing your home to make it look like an Airbnb, because the moment you walk into an Airbnb, you're like, oh, I could live here. This is I bought this
It's
for
your
the
first
weekend.
impression.
Yes. It's just so many people buy homes emotionally. And so if they emotionally feel uncomfortable walking into your home to buy, you kind of lost them already. And it's the ones that are staged well, prepped well, it's show ready. You might stage and prep it well for photos, but if the showings it's not ready, or you have a dog running around or a cat running around while you're in the house, you're distracted and you're not paying attention to the home features.
The big thing that we always look at, first thing you do when I open the door. Well, first when you're walking up, what's the door look like?
Yep.
Then once I open the door,
What's the foyer?
do I get slammed with pet smells
Yes.
or curry or cooking smells
Yep.
or anything? Once you get past that, now, or the carpet's clean or the floor's clean, then I start looking at the house.
Yeah, they got to get
So
through all those hurdles first.
we've had where we had one property, the owner absolutely, he had a curry smell,
Mm-hmm.
very strong curry smell.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he had wet dog smell.
Oh,
So you
no.
had a combination of that,
Yes.
and he would not let us paint, wouldn't let us do carpet cleaning, wouldn't let us do
Because you have to
ionizers,
paint.
anything
If
like
there's any
that.
sort of food
Yeah,
smell, you have to paint
you
because
got it.
it's in the
Yep,
walls.
yep,
100. I mean, we grilled something the other day. And it took 3 days for it to get out of my house. I was
right,
like, oh, why did
yep.
we do this?
So I basically took the realtor reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and the first week we got like 3 reviews. We had two of the 3. They opened the door, walked in, they turned around, and walked out.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
didn't
even
even
look
go
at the
all the
house.
way in. Yes.
And once I showed him that, I go,
You're wasting your
"You're
time.
wasting your time."
100%.
And we ended up fixing everything, and then a month later we got it sold, or we got it leased.
Leased out. Yep. When life hits hard, late payments, medical bills, job loss, or even the need to move quickly, many homeowners feel trapped. The fastest way out seems to be selling to a cash investor, but that means giving your home away for pennies on the dollar. You don't have to do that. Nearly half of homeowners today are equity rich, and that value belongs to you. With our One Move program, you can unlock that equity immediately, get cash in hand now, and still share in the upside when your home resells. Or, if you'd rather, we'll shop your property to multiple cash buyers so you can choose the best offer instead of settling for one low bid. Go to DoneDealOffers.com and discover the smarter way to get cash fast without losing the equity you've worked so hard to build.
Hello, my name is Greg Batchelor with Real Property Management, and I'm here to talk to you about your rental property. Choosing a property management company can be challenging, and here's why. On the outside, it appears everyone is providing the same services, which makes it difficult to narrow down which companies you'll actually call. Interviewing companies over the phone and in person takes hours, as does following up on references, pouring through lengthy contracts and legal documents, and getting answers to your follow-up questions. As you can see, this process can be daunting and time-consuming. So here's a few questions you might consider if you're planning on interviewing other management companies. Number 1, what fees are charged to lease and manage your home, and are there any hidden fees in the contracts? Number 2, how many homes and what types of properties do they manage? Number 3, how many homes do they lease per month, and what are their average days on market? And number 4, how quickly do they get your monthly rental proceeds to you? Homeowners have been asking us these questions for years, and that's why we manage tens of thousands of rental properties nationwide. As our clients can affirm, we eliminate the headaches, hassles, and challenges of being a landlord. So you now have a choice to make. You can spin your wheels, interviewing, researching, and pouring through hundreds of pages of legal documents with several companies, or you can hire the done-for-you, no headaches, no hassles, guaranteed services of Real Property Management. We know how stressful leasing and managing a home can be, and we know it takes a large, dedicated staff to manage your home effectively. We currently have tens of thousands of property owners who rest easy every night, knowing their properties are being professionally managed 24/7, 365 days a year. We have a customized plan to lease and manage your home. No trial and error, let's see how it goes attitude here. We will get your home leased quickly to qualified tenants and get the money to you in a timely fashion every month with the most accountable tracking system in the industry. We wouldn't have the client base that we do if we didn't deliver on our promises day in and day out. There are 2 ways to get in contact with us for your free, no obligation, in-home consultation to let you know what your property will rent for. Fill out the contact information form on this website and we'll call you back shortly, or just give us a call.
Landlords who are self-managing, but they don't have any systems. Like, I feel like that would cost them a lot because if they're not looking at their feedback, if they're not looking at their systems that they have in place for calls and maintenance, like that costs a lot of money and time and emotional sanity as well, I would say. Their communication, because communication's really important. If you don't communicate well, you could get sued, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
there's a lot of liability if you don't have systems for
Yep.
communication.
Yeah.
So that's
And these days, everybody's so crazy.
everyone is too crazy. So making sure if you are going to manage yourself, you need to have systems in place.
They can use that against you for being discriminatory.
Yes.
And that's where you can really get in trouble.
100%. So going back to the listing side, it's my favorite. When someone chooses an agent based on commission only.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for, 100%. And a lot of, like I said, you don't have a second chance to make a good first impression. So we've had where they'll pick an agent based on commission. It didn't sell, it goes off market, and we come back around and resell it. And it has all that history on MLS now. And yeah, the agent changed. That's great. Pictures changed. That's great. But they can go back and go, well, they tried to sell it this and it's that. It's days on market or days on market. And
Right.
the more you have, the more that a buyer thinks something is wrong with it and they want money off. And even their agents telling them, like, we coach our clients all the time that are buyers. If it's first couple weeks on the market, we probably need to have a stronger competitive offer. If it's not, let's see what we can get for it.
Right.
Like, that's every agent. So picking an agent based off of their commission is not a good strategy. We see that a lot with investors too. We have investors that want us to discount our commission, or they want our services in a discounted way. It's like,
that's what we see all the
yeah,
time.
they don't go together because we can't do what we do without building a business, and the business is based on the commissions.
We pick up quite a few properties every year where the owner, they went lowball. They got the 5%, 6%, whatever, lowball percentage on the market or on the marketing fees. And then they found out, well, it's a call center in China.
Yes.
They don't have anybody local, boots on the ground, where they could physically go knock on the door.
Right.
And they're hiring everything out using Craigslist or whatever to find a vendor.
Oh.
And those are the things that we bring to the table. We'll go to the house. We got a book of vendors. We vetted the vendors. We're there for you, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And we pick up at
All
least 5 or 6 properties a year because the owner found out
that's not how it's supposed to be.
This is not a very good deal.
No.
And
no, it costs you so much more money.
We typically, when I'm doing follow up with prospective owners, and they'll tell me, oh, we found another company. I'll ask them, well, what did they offer that we didn't offer? Usually it's low price.
Yep.
And I go, well, just remember us. We'll be here. We'll be here next year in case you want to change your mind. And I've had so many call back and said, you're right.
Yes.
And I'm calling you back.
There's just, if an agent, and there are people that run their whole business models on it, and that's great for them. They're volume agents. They do lots of deals, and they have a certain skeleton system they use to check the boxes they need to check. But I can't tell you how many times, even on the buy side, if we go to purchase a house that was listed by a flat fee agent, we already tell our clients there's going to be no communication. They're only going to work banker's hours. It's probably going to be like, repairs are going to be a nightmare because they're not going to respond to anything.
Right.
But if this is the house you want, this is the house you want. Like, we'll go to bat for you. But man, those are just pulling teeth to get any sort of communication from. And if you do get communication from that agent, they're usually going to leave the company sooner than later because they realize they can do it better on their own.
Yep.
They won't always stay a flat fee. Pricing emotionally versus the market for you guys, I would say, like, because they have to cover their mortgage. And we've talked a little bit about that, but tell me a little bit more. You say you go back 6 months in comps.
Usually I look at the 6 months history.
Is that because you get 2 good seasons out of it to look at it? Or, I mean, most people are renting a year at a time, so they're always going to pop up once every year.
I know that anything after 6 months, the market's been able to shift some.
Okay.
So I'm looking at trying to get what is the market right now and try to get the best numbers that way.
So we look 90 days if we have to. I like 30 to 45 especially if we're in a super changing market. We look at the last 30 to 45 days of closed. We'll look at actives just to get an idea of where people are going. But then we look at closed, like, okay, everybody started here, but this is where they ended up. So why don't we just start where they ended up and get ahead of it?
Right.
Nobody likes that conversation though. They love talking in 21 when we could be like, we can add 40,000. Let's just add another 0 to it. It'll be fine. Yeah. Everything's great. Okay, so making sure they're not pricing emotionally when they're listing or leasing out their house. We also have emotional pricing too because of the upgrades they did do to the house. I think they get a 1-for-1 ROI, and it's not how that works.
Right.
We like to know how much they spent on their renovations because it helps support our price, but it's not a 1-for-1. Over improving the house for the neighborhood, we get a lot of those, and then I would add to emotional pricing is AI pricing. I've had a couple of sellers who said, I looked on ChatGPT, I looked on Gemini, I looked on whatever it is, and this is what it says my house is worth. And no one quite understands how Texas is a non-disclosure state. Like, it's not there.
I get that all the time. That they'll say Zillow says it should be this. And I go, well, Zillow's probably plus or minus 20, 30%.
Yes.
I said, you can't go by that.
Mm-mm.
And I tell them when I do my numbers, it's using the MLS.
Yep.
Because those are verifiable. All the numbers are in there. You don't have any for sale by owners. So they're not going to tell anybody what they sold.
For sale by owner, they get 30% less than the average market agent, so you don't want that price.
So you're bringing your price lower with those. So I'm using verifiable information to get the best data that I can get.
Yep. And you want the most recent. And then, like, you're looking within a mile. I'm looking within 20% differential square footage.
I try to keep it within half mile.
Yeah, because you're usually in neighborhoods, so there's usually plenty of comps.
I'm looking at half mile and plus or minus 200 square foot.
Yep. We don't even cross major streets because every neighborhood is very different. They have different builders, different age, different amenities, different HOAs. They have everything is different. So we have to look in your neighborhood. And if you don't like what your neighbors have been doing, we don't control that. But we can't go to the next door neighbor and go, well, they got this much, so I want this much. So there's a lot of emotional.
I get owners that do that.
Yes.
A guy down the street, he's for sale by owner and he's trying to get this. I should get that. I go, well, he's still trying to sell it.
And they might
That's
have a
not the
community
right
pool,
price.
whereas you don't have a community pool. Like, renters want to have those sort of amenities when they get there.
Right.
So when we look at this, we'll break it down real quick. So on the sell side, overpricing, skipping your prep, choosing based on commission, emotional pricing. And then on the leasing side, bad tenant screening, underestimating your repairs or overestimating your repairs, go either way, self-managing without systems, and pricing emotionally as well. So price definitely comes into play a lot on both sides. And that's, I would say, probably the number one value we bring to clients, aside from the features we bring and the services we bring. But landing on a price is probably the most difficult thing.
Checks.
And the background checks for sure on your end. Ours is negotiating to get to closing.
Right.
Like, we got to, just because we got the buyer or seller, whatever it looks like, we still have to get you to the closing table.
And do not use cell phone pictures.
Do not.
That is
even for leasing, for listing.
That
Don't
you
do
got to
it.
use professional photography.
It's so cheap to do. Inexpensive. I wouldn't say it's cheap. It's inexpensive for what your bang for your buck is working with a professional photographer. They are real people too. They have business we need to support. And even if you have a fancy camera, don't do it yourself, because nobody understands. I was a real estate photographer before I got into real estate. The lines need to be straight, not crooked. It needs to be level. They always tilt it up or tilt it down, and then everything bows in and out. And that's how you know immediately whether they're professional or not, is where the lines are.
Lighting.
Lighting is huge as well.
Huge.
And pre-packing all of your personal items, also known as decluttering. Yes.
Declutter.
We're not saying you have clutter, but you should pre-pack your personal items.
We're lucky because we can, most of the time we're in vacant.
Just get it all out. Yeah.
It's gone.
Yep. No, we balance three different ways. Either you're living in the house and you do it yourself stage, which is my least favorite way to do it. Mm-hmm. You move out of the house and you do it yourself stage, or you hire our stagers that we work with and move out of the house. There's several ways to peel the onion, but you got to do one of them at least. So, and then navigating pets, you don't even have to worry about navigating pets half the time. I think we always have to navigate pets. Doggy daycare.
Smell. The leftovers.
You get the leftover. We got it while it's happening. There's nothing worse than a dog barking the entire time of a showing.
Or you can't go in that room.
There's a dog in there. So, okay, I think that wraps kind of this episode, all the first time expensive mistakes you can make. So listen to this at least if you're going to do it on your own.
Remember, it's a rental.
and just call us if you have questions. We're happy to help.
Yes.